Fighting for freedom, liberty, and the restoration of the Constitution. The Patrick Riggins Show. Call in now at 865-243-8255. That's 243-TALK. And now your host, Patrick Riggins.
Welcome back to the Patrick Riggins Show. This is me, Patrick Riggins, here on the Libertarian Lighthouse Radio Network.
That's you.
That's me. And that over there is Tori.
That's me. No, I'm over here. You're over there.
No, I'm over there. You're over here.
No.
Who's on first? Just start that. All right. This segment, I want to change gears here a little bit. If we get time, we'll jump into one or two more things on the sequester, but I wanted to hit this real quickly before we get to that here in the last segment. We've been talking about gun control and all this stuff going on. That's been kind of a little theme we've worked through. A little bit of that in each show every week. I ran across another story here that I thought was really interesting. You know, I do a lot of reading about all this, and this story ran in the Associated Press, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. It's been repeated over the internet and Facebook, but I thought I'd run over it here real quickly for the people who didn't catch it. Anyone who's in guns knows Magpul and knows who they are, but they're a manufacturer in Colorado and one of the country's largest producers of magazines and other firearm accessories, and they produce these for gun enthusiasts and law enforcement and the military. They've come out and issued a statement regarding the proposed Colorado law to limit the size of ammunition magazines. And it's real simple. Basically, the statement is, pass the bill and the company will move out of the state. That's the best message. It's good, simple, to the point. Opponents to this bill need only 3 Democrats in the Senate, in the Colorado Senate, to vote no against the magazine proposal to defeat it. And 2 have already said they won't support the bill. So obviously they're up for re-election. The bill has already passed the House, and Democratic Governor John Hickenlooper has promised to sign it. The bill would make it a crime to have magazines that carry more than 15 rounds, with a stricter limit of 8 for shotguns, although people who own larger magazines now would be allowed to keep them. So, do I need to ask the obvious question? If you already have the magazines now and will be allowed to keep them, and they are supposedly so dangerous, why are they not being outlawed? Why are people being allowed to keep them? Well, the answer is obvious, because the law is not intended to do anything about preventing another shooting. That's why. It is all about taking away things with which the government doesn't feel you can be trusted. Sure, you can keep the magazines for now, but if this legislation passes, look for another step towards banning them to come in the near future there in Colorado. The story continues. As the debate unfolds, states have made overtures to Magpul, including offering to pay their moving costs. The company won't name the states, but Wyoming and Texas have expressed interest in netting the $85 million the company projects it will spend in Colorado next year in payments to suppliers and subcontractors and service providers. Magpul said the move would also impact its 200 employees, obviously, plus an additional 400 who work for suppliers and subcontractors. Hey, there's the free market for you. Other states saying, hey, come over here. We'll even move you. Unfortunately, though, you know, Paul Ryan, he's a Republican. He doesn't believe in that sort of thing.
Every problem doesn't disappear to the workings of the free market alone. I would love to say if we just went on the gold standard, it would all be settled.
Yes. Don't like that free market, do you, Paul Ryan? Democrats have tried to ease Magpul's fears, amending the bill to make clear that the company can still manufacture magazines of any size as long as they're sold only out of state to the military or law enforcement. Republicans who oppose the restrictions argue Democrats are sending mixed messages about gun control to keep a company in Colorado. It's being hypocritical. These things are either bad or they're not, said Republican Representative Brian Del Grosso. Magpul argues that limiting magazine sizes will not reduce gun violence. and that criminals will find ways around laws. Hey, imagine that. Including going to other states to buy larger magazines. Magpul officials note that some of their products sometimes end up in California, which limits magazine sizes to 10 rounds. Now, Magpul director Dwayne Liptak said the solutions that people want to bring up are hardware solutions. And they want to talk about this physical piece of equipment that's not inherently evil. It's not inherently good. It's a tool like anything else. It can be used for good, and it can be used improperly by people who have evil in their hearts. Now, supporters of the proposals in Colorado say Magpul is bluffing and that a move would prove too costly. One of them, which is Bill Hoover, whose grandson AJ was among the 12 killed in the theater shooting there. He said, I don't think Magpul is about to pull out. It's going to cost them a bundle of money. Oh, yeah, here we go with Mr. Hoover, who is an expert because his grandson was killed in the theater shooting. Yeah, that makes you an expert. Hey, Mr. Hoover, did you read where the other states were offering to pay Magpul's moving expenses? Did you read that? No, of course you didn't. Because you see your grandson's death as a way to push a political agenda. I'm sure your children are proud of you taking advantage of their tragedy in that way. Good move there, Mr. Hoover. You've demonstrated that you're a good state-controlled person, willing to walk in lockstep with whatever your government tells you to do. Way to use your critical thinking skills there. Magpul has since reiterated its statement saying, quote, it's not a threat, it's a promise. Which is good. They're following along with Beretta's statements about moving out of Maryland, if you've caught that story. This is how things should work in this country. You don't like how one state is acting, you're free to move to another one. Each state of the union working to better itself, which in turn makes it better for the citizens who live within its borders. And if one state doesn't want to do that, if one state wants to place restrictions on certain things, then it pays the price when people move. Just look at everyone who moves out of New York and goes to Florida or comes to Tennessee.
Anywhere.
All right, we're up on the end of the show here. Oh, real quick here. I don't know if I have time for this. We'll run. I'll just read some of this real quick. I had some gun death statistics here from the CDC. This is actually deaths other than guns. Cancer deaths, 2009, 574,743 people.
Make it illegal.
Yeah. Chronic lower respiratory disease, 138,080.
Make it illegal.
Death from accidents and unintentional injuries, not including guns, 120,000, almost 121,000 people. Diabetes has killed almost 70,000. And then firearm deaths, 2009, 9,000. 9,000. And we're going crazy over all this. We're up here on the end of the show. Oh, got about a minute left, Tori is indicating. So, anyway, I'd like to thank everyone for listening to the Patrick Riggins Show again here on the Libertarian Lighthouse Radio Network. If you want more information about this show, you can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Patrick Riggins Show. And you don't have to be a member to Facebook to go to that. Just type in facebook.com/Patrick Riggins Show altogether. But if you are a member of Facebook, be sure and hit that like button. You can also go to YouTube, youtube.com/Patrick Riggins Show. Be sure and join me next Sunday afternoon where once again we'll talk about freedom, liberty, and the restoration of the Constitution. This is Patrick Riggins, and we'll see you next Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. Have a great week.
Join us again next week for a solid dose of truth on the Patrick Riggins Show. Every Sunday from 2 to 3 p.m. Be there.